So I'm going to show you my tulips that I purchased, or bulbs, because it's tulips and daffodils. Tulips that I purchased and some daffodils. I'm also going to show you my asters that I purchased, and and just show you around the garden, give you a little tour of the garden as well. Yeah. So let's get started. The garden as our therapy. Yes. Joy in the garden. That's the movement. Joy in the garden. Good morning, and welcome to Catherine's Garden. It's so good to be here with you today. I hope all is well with you, and I hope that you are enjoying this day here in August. Yeah, we're right at the very end of August, but good things are ahead. Good morning, and welcome to Catherine's Garden. It's so good to be out here this morning. It is a beautiful morning. It rained during the night, so everything is alive and well, doing well here in the garden. And I'm about to go out and check out the veggies in the garden. So that's why I have my basket here. But I also have here my chrysanthemums. And they are opening up, adding additional color to the deck. And it's making me so happy to see the cheerful flowers here on this beautiful, beautiful morning. I've also added to the deck flowers these asters, and they are looking so good with my cannas, which continue to open up here. Along with the vinca, and also I just wanted to show you this here. This is my basil, and it's starting to flower. I'm going to let it flower, but it's doing very well here. And the weather is starting to turn. We are starting to feel the coldness of the temperatures, but it's all right. We embrace every season, the 4 seasons, and we look forward to fall. And with that in mind, that's why I was able to get myself some chrysanthemums. I really love chrysanthemums. I love the diverse colors. Look at how they look. Yeah, it's so beautiful. I love chrysanthemums, and I love how they add that pop of color throughout the garden, especially when things start to fizzle, because soon the impatiens are going to fizzle out in the garden. And so what I'm going to do is just put in some of these chrysanthemums, and I kind of treat the chrysanthemums like an annual. Sometimes they overwinter and I can get another year out of them, and they're big and bushy like that too, and they tend to be taller when they're overwinter. But I really think of them as an annual, and just adding that last burst of color. Now these chrysanthemums, the colors of the chrysanthemums go very well with the autumnal colors when the leaves start to change color here. And I have a lot of trees in my yard, so when that happens, the garden is just ablazed with color. And I really love color in the garden. And because then, after that, in the winter, here in the Northeast, everything is just green and or gray, or you get, things die back, and all that you see is the soil. And then in the wintertime, when it starts to snow, all you're going to see is just white snow. I love the white snow, but then I yearn for the color. Yes, I yearn for the color, and the color comes in. Well, I also have something else to share with you. I went to Costco and I was able to purchase some bulbs. Yes, my spring bulbs. I've already begun to think about spring color and what I want to add to the garden in the spring. So I picked up 4 packages, and I'm hoping to add to that. So I'm going to show you that as well. So I went to Costco this week and picked up these tulip bulbs. They were out, and I am so excited because I was able to get these for the garden. So I want to add more daffodils to the back border there. It came out really well last year, so it's good to get 50 more bulbs to add here. And then these tulips. I love these tulips that look almost like peonies, and they bloom in late spring, but I also love that pink color. This one is mid-spring, and then this one is early spring. So I'm going to have a good show of tulip blooms for the whole spring season. And I like these colors. The purpley pink colors, the shade of purple and pink. I know that they're going to have some more there, and I can't wait to get at least 2 to 3 more bags. So this is Purple Lady and Foxtrot. And this one is Passionelle and Matahara. Let's see which one is which. Passionelle, the purpley colored one, and Matahara is the one with some of the white. Different, huh? And then this one is Vogue and Finola. Let's guess which one is Vogue. Probably the pinky one is Vogue. Let's see. No, I was wrong. So this one is Vogue. The top one is Vogue and the bottom one is Finola. Probably butchering these names, but yeah. And then with the daffodils, or Narcissus, excuse me. Narcissus. Dutch Master and Fortune. Dutch Master and Fortune. I need to get some alliums and maybe some crocuses here to add to the beds, but we'll see. So that's my beginning collection. So that's my beginning collection for spring bulbs, and I'm hoping to get some more to add to the number. I went to the store, to the supermarket, another one, and there they had asters. So I picked up some asters as well, and I'm going to show you my asters. So I've added 2 new plants to my garden, and these are asters. These are plants that show up here at this time of the year, late summer and into fall. And they add a burst of color to the garden. Now I have them here next to my chrysanthemums, garden mums. And you can see that the garden mums are opening up and starting to reveal their blooms. Looking very, very beautiful, and the asters are going to make a good companion to the garden mums, and they're very similar, as you can see. Now these asters, I'm going to put them on the deck near my cannas. And let's look and see what it says here as far as information is concerned. It says asters blooms late summer to autumn, season-long color, 14 to 24 inches tall, 12 to 30 inches spaced apart. They need full sun, 6 hours or more of sun, keeps soil moist, attracts butterflies. So I picked these up at the supermarket. As I was going into the supermarket, they had them out there in display, and they had just put them out. And I decided that I would get the asters. As you can see, the bees are loving them already. Now, I really am a fan of the mums. And so for me, The asters are something new to add to the garden, and then I'm going to put them in the garden and see what happens, if they will return next year. I believe that they will. But that's my new addition to Catherine's garden. They're looking quite nice there with my caladiums, which are just growing so nice. They're such a distraction, even though I'm supposed to be talking about the asters and the chrysanthemums. I still am pulled in by my caladiums and even my calla lilies. So I've been busy about thinking about fall and actually thinking into the future, what I want my garden to look like. And I love color, as you could tell. I love color. So to have color in the garden is just a natural for me. And I love to blend the colors. I also get my inspiration from the plants themselves as well. Sometimes you can see how Mother Nature adds color together, and so that's part of it. But then also I love to have monochromatic colors. So I would have in a particular bed like shades of purple or shades of red with pink included, or shades of orange with apricot and those colors, and yellow included with that. So I also like to do that. I like monochromatic gardening with color. This is the other tuberous begonia, and this one I obtained from QVC. I know that this one is from QVC. And you see the colors? The yellow and the orange together like that. It's very bright. But now it's beginning to really flower. My begonia, tuberous begonia, has opened up and is really flowering. Look at that flower. It's a good size. I'm hoping that the whole pot will be filled with flowers by the end of the season. It is making this area of hostas look very attractive. It's adding color to this area. Don't mind the pot. Yes, it is a little beat up, but soon it will cover the whole pot. It will be filled with blooms and leaves. At first I was wondering, is it worth saving? But I'm glad that I did save this particular tuber, and that I potted it up, and that now I'm able to experience it here in the garden. It's a good thing. But then also I love the infusion of many different colors, all coming together, as well as opposite colors on the color wheel. And I don't know if you're aware of the color wheel, but on the color wheel, you're able to look at what are the complementary colors, what colors complement one another. And you can use that as well to determine how you want to set up your garden, what colors you want in your garden. This front garden is looking so fresh. This is my city cottage garden. And here you can see the sedum coming in. The dinosaur kale is doing very well. With the plantings. So I'm going to show you all of that, and we're going to have a little fun looking at color and looking at some of the things that I've purchased to add to the garden to make the fall season come alive here in Catherine's garden. Yeah, my urban cottage garden, or my city cottage garden, whichever way you want to look at it. Yeah. I love these little zinnias here. They're so cute. Oops. I transplanted them from the front garden and put them here in the back garden. And they are so dainty. And they're here amongst the tomatoes, which continue to bloom and produce. You can see that here. So I'm out here regularly harvesting these tomatoes. See? It's a nice relaxing thing to do in the morning, to come out and harvest the tomatoes, but I'm just amazed at how they are just here on the vine like this, and clusters of little tomatoes. I'm going to have to come back and give them another cutting or trimming up, because you see this white stuff on the leaves, that's called powdery mildew, and it happens. So to keep the plant healthy, I have to come through and remove the powdery mildew. But in here, let me get these. I like to pick them like this because sometimes when you pick them really red on the vine, they burst. And especially now with the weather changing and we're getting more rain, it is causing the tomatoes to burst. And check out this garden here. You see Mr. Rabbit? There's still tomatoes here in this garden area to be harvested. It's been very productive, and you can see that there's still blooms on the plant, so that means that I'm going to still get more tomatoes. The season's not over yet. This particular tomato plant continues to produce as well. Now, some of these marigolds, I'm going to transfer some of these marigolds to other parts of the garden. There are tomatoes here in this section too that need to be harvested as well. So let me collect this tomato. See that? Oh, they're all in here. You see that? Down in there. Yep. Right here. I know this one is very green, but it's hanging low, so I don't want it to spoil. Oh, there are some cucumbers here. Oh, this is yellow, so I'm not going to eat that. That's why you have to come out and check your harvest on a regular basis, 'cause then you miss things and become overripened. Now this is still edible. This one too. I can use that for juicing. Oh, see those tomatoes in there? I'd rather pluck them now than leaving them. Let's see. Oh. It's a whole lot here. They're not ready to be harvested yet, but it's good to see that I will have tomatoes for a while. And then in this container I have beets. So my basket is pretty full here from the harvest this morning. And I have still the zucchini, the cucumbers coming in, tomatoes still coming in, and also the okra. So it's very, very encouraging to see all of this happening. Let's walk over to this side of the garden and see what's happening over here. We can see that the butternut squash is growing. It's vining out. That's a good thing. Well, if you like this video, then like, share, and subscribe. Comment down below. How is your garden growing? I hope things are going well with you. And here in Catherine's garden, we are just enjoying these last days of August and just wanting to enjoy the weather. Thankfully, it's starting to rain here in my northeast zone 6 garden, so everything is alive and wet and well, and the plants are just doing really well. I'm excited about the garden, and I'm excited about the future of the garden and how things are just growing really well. So here is my harvest for the morning. Was able to get some zucchinis, cucumbers, and my okra. Yep, so I was able to fill up my little basket for the morning. So if you like this video, then like, share, and subscribe. Comment down below. How is your garden growing? And what are you doing for the fall? Are you starting to gather things together and prep? Are you planning for fall, for the fall? And what are you doing as far as the spring? Are you gathering tulips and daffodils and other bulbs, spring bulbs? Are you gathering them together, buying and purchasing and getting ready for that time too? Let me know in the comments below. And if you like these videos, then subscribe to Catherine's Garden and become a part of this growing community. because I love to be in the garden. The garden is my therapy. Here is where I find peace and joy and where I can relax and be myself in the garden. And I love sharing my garden with you. So come on, be a part of this movement of the garden as our therapy. Yes, joy in the garden. That's the movement. Joy in the garden. Yes. So come and join me here. I'm Catherine, and come and join me here at Catherine's Garden of LWS. Thank you very much for watching, and see you next time. Yes, right here in Catherine's Garden. Bye.